So this chapter, this portion is done. Last class, I hope, about aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Did you write down the differences? Did you write down the differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today we will start with mechanism of breathing. Okay. So breathing, what was breathing? Breathing is taking in of oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. Inhaling oxygen, exhaling carbon dioxide. So inside our body also there is a mechanism that is going on when we take in oxygen and we give out carbon dioxide. Okay, so in this mechanism we just get to know what happens inside our body during that inhaling and exhaling. So the mechanism of breathing it involves two steps. Okay, it has two steps. One is inspiration and expiration. Another is so inspiration. Inspiration is also known as inhalation. Okay, that is inhaling oxygen. Inspiration means when we take in oxygen. So it is also known as inhalation. Okay, and expiration it means giving out carbon dioxide, giving out, and that is also known as exhalation. Okay. Inspiration is an active process because uh, when in this when we take in oxygen, no, we require energy. Energy is required, and when it is an active process because uh, energy is utilized in this process also. That's why it is an active process. Passive, you will get to know about active and passive in your lecture, but I'm just giving you an overview. So passive, it doesn't require any energy, and that's why it is known as passive. Okay. So now inspiration. So there are two types of inspiratory, and everyone just give your roll numbers. Okay. Don't forget to give your roll numbers. Otherwise, later on the meeting will end abruptly. Then we will not be able to give your roll numbers. Okay. So okay. First about the rib cage. So how many ribs do you think you have? How many ribs? There are 12 pairs of ribs. Okay, if you count here, like one, two, three, like this, if you count, there will be 12 each side. 12 this side, 12 this side. From beginning from here. This one, two, three, four, up to here. So it will be 12 pairs on each side. So we have 12 pairs of ribs. Okay, maybe I have mentioned it in the in the earlier last chapter also. There are 12 pairs of ribs in human beings, 12 on each side. Means 24 ribs are there. 12 this side and 12 this side. This is the spine. Okay. So in inspiration there are two types of inspiratory muscles involved. Okay, two types of inspiratory muscles are involved. What are those muscles? Those muscles are one is diaphragm and one is external intercostal muscle. Okay, one is the diaphragm, one is external intercostal muscle. So this diaphragm is situated on below the rib cage. Okay, below the rib cage. This uh, up to here the rib cage is there, right? Up to here the rib cage is there. So the diaphragm is located below the rib cage, and diaphragm is dome shaped. Okay, so did I discuss this part? No, I guess no. Or did I just felt like I discussed this part once.
No, ma'am.
No, okay. So the diaphragm is dome shaped. Dome shape. Do you know what is dome shape? So just imagine like a bowl or if like yeah, just imagine a bowl. So if when you invert it, when you keep it means upside down, how will be the uh, like shape of the bulb. It is dome shaped. No, it is means middle part. It is like uh, here you can see this one like this. It will start from here diaphragm and it will come like this. So this structure is dome shaped. Okay, so diaphragm is generally dome shaped, and so diaphragm is situated on below the rib cage. Okay, and the diaphragm, it is connected to this rib cage by muscles known as, here you can see, phrenic or radial muscle. Phrenic and radial is the same. Just pay attention, okay, because this is a little bit what to say. Yeah, it is a little bit. You can say it is a little bit tough to understand the whole mechanism. Okay, if you don't understand it, you won't be able to write, memorize, and I think it's not all. So, if you just understand, you can just write by make your own sentences and write. In the offline class, I would have drawn diagrams and shown you, but now it is difficult. So, just pay attention. So, the diaphragm is there below. Okay, so diaphragm is connected to the rib cage. Diaphragm is connected to the rib cage by phrenic or radial muscles. Okay, so along the periphery of the diaphragm, periphery means what? Along the borders. Along the borders of the diaphragm, the phrenic muscles are there, and the phrenic muscles are attached to the rib cage. This is a 2D diagram, right? If it is like 3D, you can just imagine, right? This inside this portion is hollow, and it is empty. Okay, inside this portion is empty, and this is like a almost a round shape. So I'll show you one picture I have. It will be like this shape, no? Between this will be like, and this is the diaphragm. Okay, this is the diaphragm normally. So when and this diaphragm, it is connected to the periphery of the, periphery means this periphery. Periphery means this one, border. So periphery of the ribs, periphery of the ribs by this radial muscles or phrenic muscles. Okay, and next is the external intercostal muscles. So these external intercostal muscles are found between each rib. Okay, like these ribs are there. So these are the external intercostal muscles. This diagram you will get. So these are the ribs, right? So these are in between. These are the external intercostal muscles. So since there are 11 pairs of 12 pairs of ribs, there are 11 pairs of external intercostal muscles. 11 pairs are there. Like if there are 3 rows, you will have 2 corridors. There are 5 fingers in between spaces, there are 4. So if there are 12 pairs of ribs, then in between space, since it is covered by external intercostal muscles, uh, it will be like 11 pairs. So the two types of muscles, inspiratory muscles, are diaphragm and external intercostal muscles. Diaphragm, it is situated below the ribs. External intercostal muscles, it is found in between the ribs. Okay. So now what happens during inspiration? Inspiration means when we breathe in. What happens when we breathe in? So when we breathe in, first step, that is the uh, radial muscle that connects the diaphragm to the ribs, the radial muscles, they will contract. They will contract. Okay. So when they will contract, what will happen? When the radial muscles will contract, what will happen? They will pull down the diaphragm. Okay. They will pull down the diaphragm. How it will pull down the diaphragm? Because just imagine this is the diaphragm. Okay. Just imagine this is the diaphragm, and these are the radial muscles along the periphery. So what will happen when these muscles will contract? Means contraction means what? Do you know what is contraction and relaxation? Means contraction means when the muscles, they will become tight or it will become short. Okay, it is a process like when you make a fist, your hand it become tight and it becomes like small, right? It is small and becomes tighter. So that is contraction. For the muscles, what happens? The muscles they will become like shorter. They, if the muscles are from here to here, it will become shorter and then it will become tight. So when the radial muscles that is along the periphery of the diaphragm, when they will contract, when they will become tight and short, what will happen? It is attached to the ribs, so it will pull the ribs. The ribs and the muscles they will pull the diaphragm, right? And when they will pull the diaphragm will be become from dome shaped. Earlier it was dome shaped. Now it has become flat. Okay, from dome shaped it will become flat because along the border of the, like for example a plate, an inverted plate, along the periphery, along the border, there are strings attached. So if you pull the strings, the plate will, the plate is a tight material. If you just imagine a paper that is dome shaped, if you just pull the like border strings, then it will become flat. The same way for the diaphragm also. So when it is pulled by the phrenic and radial muscles along the periphery, the diaphragm it will become flat. So first step is contraction of phrenic muscles. During inspiration, first step will be contraction of phrenic muscles. And when the phrenic muscles will contract, first thing will happen is diaphragm will be become flattened, flat. From earlier it was normally the diaphragm is dome shaped. Now when the phrenic muscles contracted, the diaphragm will become flat. First thing. That to just remember that. And second of all, what will happen? Since this was earlier this like this, right? Earlier it was like this. Then it became, it is like the muscles contracted, then it became flat. So flat it will become like this. So what will happen? So the okay, before that, the inside space inside the rib cage, the space inside the rib cage is known as the thoracic cavity. Okay, cavity means empty space, and thoracic cavity means it is the empty space between the ribs, inside the ribs. That is known as the thoracic cavity. Here it is written, thoracic cavity. So when the dome-shaped diaphragm will become flat, it is become like this. So the volume of the thoracic cavity will increase. Okay, the volume of thoracic cavity will increase. Volume means the space between the ribs. Volume of the space of the thoracic cavity, that is space between the ribs. The earlier the space was confined to this much. It was like this. Diaphragm was like this, so space was up to here. The diaphragm became flat. Space came up to here. So what will happen? The space it increased, right? It is increases. It increases. So the first step of inspiration is contraction of radial or phrenic muscles. And when the phrenic muscles will contract, the diaphragm will become flat and the volume of the thoracic cavity will increase. Okay, that is the first step. Just remember it. Second, what will happen? This external intercostal muscle. I have written it point wise here for you to understand. But in the exam, you have to write it paragraph. Write in paragraph, not in point wise. Okay, it is just for your understanding. So, when next step will be contraction of external intercostal muscles that is found in between the ribs. So when these muscles will contract, and these muscles will contract, so they will pull the two ribs together, right? So this and this ribs are connected by external intercostal muscles. So what will happen when they will contract? When these all will contract, they will move the rib up and out. Okay, this all the ribs will move up, and it will also be like outside. It will form. It will move outside. So then again, the thoracic cavity will increase. So so overall, it can be said that when the phrenic muscles contract and when the uh, external intercostal muscles contract, the thoracic cavity volume increases. Okay, so what now? Just tell me, when volume increases, what happened to pressure? What will happen to pressure? Let me give you an example. Okay, just imagine you are sitting in a like 4 by 4 room, like 50 of you are sitting in a room that is 4 feet long and 4 feet wide. Okay, not 4, okay, 4 square, 4, 4 will be so less. Okay, 10, 10. So 10 feet wide and 10 feet long. Okay, so 50 of you are sitting there. So the space inside the room will be volume. Okay, the space inside the room will be volume of the room. Okay, and the people that are inside the room, those, just imagine those as acting as the pressure. Okay, so what will happen when, if, like, let's say I put um, more people inside the room, like 50 of you are there, you are sitting comfortably, three in a seat, three in a bench, right? There are like many benches, so you are sitting three in a bench. So when I put like 20 more people inside the room, what will happen? You have to adjust, you have to bring again like two more people in your bench, right? So three alone in a bench will not work. There will be more people in a bench. When there will be more people in a bench in the same area, then what will happen to the pressure? Pressure will increase, right? Pressure will increase. But when the volume of the room increases, say like the earlier the room was 10 by 10, now the room is uh, made bigger, like 20. So what will happen then? The pressure will again, you will sit like two in a bench in a double sized room. So the pressure will decrease. When the volume increases, pressure decreases. It means, okay, and when the volume increases, pressure will decrease. When the volume will decrease, pressure will increase. It is always the opposite. Just remember, for everything, not only this, for everything, wherever volume will increase, the pressure will decrease. Okay, so what will happen? All this contraction, this resulted in the increasing of the volume of thoracic cavity. When the volume of thoracic cavity will increase, the pressure will decrease. Okay, so inside this rib there are the lungs. Okay, lungs are the main things that is involved, that does this, uh, uh, that is responsible for respiration. Okay, things that are responsible for lungs are the organs that are responsible for uh, respiration. So when the volume of thoracic cavity increases, the pressure decreases within the lungs, inside the lungs. Okay, when the volume of thoracic cavity increases, pressure will decrease within the lungs. And what will happen when pressure will decrease inside? Just imagine inside pressure is decreased as compared to the outside environment, outside, what to say, uh, atmospheric pressure. Okay, outside atmosphere, when the pressure is higher and inside your lungs the pressure is low, is the inside your lungs the pressure is low, then what will happen? From the outside, the pressure will come inside the lungs. Okay, from the outside, the pressure will come inside, since the pressure inside is low, and we have to balance it out. Okay, the pressure outside and inside should be equal. Okay, so when the pressure inside the lungs is low and the pressure outside is higher, then the air from the higher pressure area will come into the lungs. Okay, that is why we breathe in. We breathe in, right? So that is why we inhale, so that the pressure inside the lungs and the pressure outside will be leveled out. Okay, so this is inspiration. So what happens in inspiration? First of all, the phrenic or radial muscles, they will contract. In turn, what will happen? The diaphragm will become flat and the volume of thoracic cavity, it will increase. The next step is the external intercostal muscles, they will contract. And what will they again do? Again, the ribs will move up and outside, and then the thoracic cavity volume will increase. And when the volume increases, all of you know, when volume increases, then pressure will decrease. So since the thoracic cavity volume increase, the pressure inside the lungs will decrease. Okay, and since the pressure inside the lungs is decreased, then therefore the air from the higher pressure area, that is the atmosphere, needs to come inside. Okay, that is the lower pressure area, that is the lungs. That's why we breathe in. Okay, since it is an active process because the contraction of these muscles, contraction requires energy. Okay, contraction requires energy. Like in order to make a fist, all of you know, like to punch someone, what will you do? Like to your hand, that is known as a fist. So when you make a fist, you need energy, right? Contraction, that is energy. So contraction requires energy. That's why this process, this inspiration is an active process. Okay. So if you understand inspiration, expiration is very easy because it is a passive process. So what will happen in expiration? This contraction, no, everything. So it will go back to its original form. Okay, it will go back to its original form. That is, relaxation will happen. And for like in a fist, when you like loosen a fist, when you loosen a fist, you don't need energy. Okay, for relaxation, we don't need energy. For contraction, it needs energy. For relaxation, energy is not required, and therefore the expiration, it is a passive process. Okay, so this is all about inspiration. So expiration, next expiration. Expiration is very easy. It is everything that will go back to its original form. That is first the phrenic and radial muscles, they will relax. So when the phrenic muscles will relax, the diaphragm will again go back to its original form. That is dome shaped, right? Then what will happen? Then the thoracic cavity volume will decrease, right? It will become less. Then the external intercostal muscles, they will also decrease, they will also relax. And when they will relax, the rib cage will again come back to its normal position. Earlier it was like moving, it moved up and out, up and outside. So it will again come back to its original position. And what will happen? The volume will decrease. Okay, it became less. And what will happen when volume will decrease? The pressure will increase. Okay, so when the pressure will increase, again the pressure needs to move from high pressure area to low pressure area, right? Therefore, now the pressure inside the lungs is high compared to the atmosphere. So, since the pressure inside the thoracic cavity and that is the lungs, it is high. Therefore, the pressure needs to go outside. Okay, that's why we exhale. We breathe out. Okay, so that the air inside can go outside and it can level it out, because now the air inside the lungs is uh, there is high pressure inside our lungs. Okay, and outside the atmosphere there is low pressure. That's why the air from outside needs inside needs to go outside now this time. That's why we exhale. Okay, this is a like uh, passive process, because relaxation is does not require any energy. Okay, therefore it is known as a passive process, and it happens. It is not something like uh, means everything goes back to its normal position. Okay, earlier it was like that. So again, what will happen when it again this breathing in and breathing out, the number of times you do that, this whole process will keep on going. Okay, this will contract, again it will relax, it will contract, again it will relax, contract and relax. This will keep on going. Okay, that is the reason why your chest, it swells while you breathe in and out. Okay, it swells, it becomes big and small, big and small. That movement is there. Okay, it is the movement of your feet. Okay, so uh, okay, so this is all about the mechanism of breathing. Okay, next, this already discussed in diagram is there. Okay, next will be exchange of gases. So today I will not explain this one. So for mechanism, if you have any doubts, please ask. Okay, any doubts you can ask from mechanism of breathing. Yes.
Ma'am, where are the phrenic muscles?
The phrenic muscles is the same as the radial muscles. Okay, it is along the periphery of the diaphragm. Periphery means border. Okay, just imagine a plate along the border, along the outside lining, no? Along the lining of the. Just imagine the plate is the diaphragm. So along the diaphragm means along the periphery. Periphery means along the border. There will be the phrenic muscles or the radial muscles, and that is what connects the diaphragm to the ribs. Okay, the ribs are connected to the diaphragm through this phrenic or radial muscles.
Thank you.
All of you, if you have given your roll numbers, I guess. Any doubts you can ask. We will move to a new part next. Yeah. John Luitham. What did you write your roll number? 4R? 4R? What is 4R? And Abhijit Sham 0736. 076 is there. I guess it is 076. But what about the other one? 4R? If you make mistakes now,
44.
huh? Just write it down again.
44.
Just give it again.
I wrote it.
If you make this kind of mistakes again, it will, you are the one who will not get attendance. Okay, no more doubts, I guess. Okay, if you have no doubts, then you can leave. Okay, thank you. Or you can just go through at home. If you have any doubts, you can just come up next class.